Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys the jail story. And I'll figure out a way to put the mugshot picture in there. I don't know how. I'll figure it out. So basically, there was an alleged altercation between myself and my daughter. My daughter had just recently turned 18. So it was like 2 weeks after her 18th birthday that this all happened. And that's important for the story. So, she was a teenage girl doing something to upset her parent, the way teenage children do. Um, so I just remember there was an altercation that morning. I went off to work. That's when I was engaged. My fiance called me and told me the police were at my house. She had called the police. And so I told my boss, they're like, oh, just go back home. So when I went back home, they had already left, the police, but I knew that they had been there. And my fiance told me they're looking for you. I'm like, what are they looking for me for? And I was like, well, I guess they want my side of the story. So I called the police to come to get my side. I was like, I'm home now if you guys want to come back. So they came back. And the guy's like, well, she showed us some scratches, some scratch. And I was like, I don't know if I did scratch her because I have like normal, like my own nails, not acrylic. So I could just touch you and scratch you. It scratches easily because, they're like real nails. Um, Anyways, and he's like, so I'm going to arrest you. I was like, wait, what? Because this was all like, what? And he's like, well, I was like, this is my child, my daughter, and this is my house. And he's just like, the fact that she's 18 makes it two adults. And because it's two adults, we're going to call that domestic. And we're going to arrest you. I'm sitting here like, wait, hold up, hold. I called you. I was like, this dude is tripping. And let me tell you guys, he was a black guy. Oh my God. I was just like, this is unreal. And I'm not, like I've never been in jail. I'm not that type of black person. No, no, but well, I did grow up in the hood and everything, but it's just like I always try to stay out of trouble. So what? Jail? And then he goes, if you want to change, go ahead and change. And this is why he told me to change. I was in a sundress with flowers all over it, and I had flowers in my hair. So I guess he was like, yeah, I'm not taking you to jail with flowers in your hair. So I go to my bedroom and I remember I was mad. I was crying and I was just like, I don't know what to wear for jail. And I was like throwing stuff around and I was like, I guess I'll wear sweats. So I threw on some sweats and a t-shirt. I thought that was jail appropriate. I didn't take off my jewelry or anything because I didn't know that they were going to do that. So, I come out and I'm like, is this okay? He's like, yeah. I'm like, getting dressed for a date with jail. So then he's like, I'm going to have to put you in handcuffs. What? Oh my God. And those things are so uncomfortable. I'm not kidding. They're really uncomfortable. And it's so uncomfortable to have both of your arms put in that position behind your back. Like, that is not okay. And I was crying. I was like drooling snot out of my nose, crying by now. And then I lived on the second floor. So they had to like walk me down. He had to like walk me down the stairs. Like all my neighbors are out looking by now. And they're just looking like me. They're in shock. I'm in shock. Everybody's in shock. All the people over there that sell and do drugs and stuff. And no, the person that doesn't do anything to anybody's getting arrested. They're like, wait, what? So it's pretty funny. And because my other neighbors on the other side, they always thought I was the feds because they're like, she doesn't do anything. She's the feds. I'm like, I'm not the feds, dude. I just don't do drugs. But it was funny because they were like, she's getting arrested, not flour in the hair. Yeah, flour in the hair. So I was crying and he walked me to the car. It was so slow. It was like the slowest walk ever. And while you're crying, I was like leaning over crying. It was so sad. It was sad. It was just sad. So I get in the back and I like lay over crying. So now I'm like laying over, like in a fetal position, crying in the back seat while we drive to jail. I cried the entire way. So then we get there. He's like, "You want to take a few minutes?" I'm like, "Yes," because I was not okay. So I like dried it up some, dried it up. So by the time I get to the mugshot, I'm not actually crying then, but I had cried. So um, I get in there. They do my fingerprints. Um, they take the pictures. Then they put me in this room, and they're like, "You have to take off your clothes and put these on." And they asked me my size and everything. And they gave me this orange jumpsuit. It was a shirt and some pants. And they gave me underwear and socks. And I think a bra. I think a bra too. The thing is, something they gave me, I want to say it was the underwear, was not in plastic. Neither were the socks. Nothing was in plastic. And so I was so confused because I was like, now it did look laundered. It was laundered and folded nice and neatly, but it wasn't in plastic. So I'm just like, wait, we share everything. I just could not comprehend. And not only that, but I was undressing in a room with some other people who were undressing. Like we're all sharing, we're all undressing together. We're all putting on clothes that we all share. I was just like, what in the whole world is this place? Like, what? I could not understand. So then they walk us out, and we had to walk in a straight line, and we had to like walk against the wall, and there's a line that keeps you had to like stay within that line against the wall. I'm like, who needs help to walk in a straight line? We're grown up. Like, you don't even do that with kindergartners. Make them walk in a straight line behind a line. It was so crazy. I just could not believe that. Um, so yeah, so we're walking in the line. Then we get, and there's like a big old, I want to say like, it looks like jail that you see on TV. It's like a big old open area with all these tables. Then there's like a TV mounted on the wall, and then all these chairs around it with all the people that are watching TV. But then there's like all these different little areas. So I kind of like walked around and scoped out the whole place. And there's all these different places with books, like bookshelves and stuff like that. But all the books seem kind of old, and like pages were ripped and stuff like that. There are people sitting around like to themselves, keeping to themselves, and then there's people like, there's a lot of people crowded around the TV, but whatever they're watching. It's not like you're walking up changing the channel, so you either go and watch what they're watching or you don't. um so I like walked around. Then there's a little outside area. When I say little, I mean little. It was like a square, um like a square. And you could only see outside if you look straight up, and the walls had to be so tall, like so tall. There's no way you would ever get a ball over it. And it was only the basketball court, and it was like a one court. It wasn't even like a where you could have a full game and go side to side. It was just like a one basketball hoop, and you just sit on pavement. I sat out there for a little while watching them play ball. Then I went back in and sat like at different little places reading or just looking. And I remember I went and sat at a table with all, I guess if I had to say the cool kids, these were probably them. They were all sitting around the table, and they were chit-chatting and talking and stuff. So they were going around. This part is actually pretty funny. Um, and they were all like telling their story or what they did. And they did some stupid stuff, like real deal, like dumb stuff. But it's different because like you're in jail, so you don't want to be in there for like something stupid, right? So and the funny part is like I wonder if they were lying. I don't know, because some of them, like, you could tell they really did do something bad. So everybody's like telling their story, so it's getting ready to get to me, right? And I'm just like, okay. So it's funny. So then it gets to me, and then one of the girls who's like, oh, loud or whatever, she's like, I know what you're getting ready to say. What are you in here for? Traffic? So she's trying to be funny, like, like, because I obviously couldn't have done anything wrong because I'm so good. And I was just like, battery. I said battery. It was so funny. If you could see their faces, if you could see the faces of everybody on that table, because I shut it down, they was all looking like, battery, not you. Yes, me. Oh, okay, this is about to end. All right, I guess I have to do another part. All right, bye.